Hello everyone, welcome back to our AutoCAD video lecture series. And in the last 4 sessions, we have seen 4 different drawings, how we can prepare the 2D drawing of those figures. And I hope you have understood those in detail and even majority of the comments. And in between, I have shown how to hatch a particular area, although I haven't discussed a complete option about hatch. You can very well understand that, because the GUI environment, everything is clearly mentioned there. So it's a matter of just picking the right thing. So in fact, learning this type of programs or this type of applications, practice is the best way. You can, if you practice regularly, then you can become an expert and you can explore, practice. So I'll be just guiding you how you can prepare the drawing or the basic requirements I'll be showing here, which you can further explore and learn more things about that. Okay. As discussed earlier, we'll be seeing 5 different drawings, out of which 4 has already been covered. So this will be the last in this series, and maybe if time permits, I will upload a couple of other drawings also. Fine. So today, unlike the other drawings what we have seen, we'll be taking an isometric view of a model, a solid model, and then we will be preparing the orthographic views of that particular model. And here, as of now, we haven't learned how to prepare dotted lines or how to prepare lines of different thickness. Here it is actually not thickness, it is the width different, although we have seen polyline of different width, but we haven't seen dotted lines, chain lines, or different types of lines. So the line type we'll be discussing later. So as I'm reserving that for later sessions, today we will not be drawing any hidden lines or center lines. So we'll be just drawing the outer lines, what we can see, what will be very clearly visible to us when we look into that particular model. So the orthographic projection or the orthometric views what we are going to draw today will be only those lines which are very clearly visible from outside, and in fact we'll draw a sectional view also, so that we can again try to do some hatching. Okay, so let us see the figure which I'm going to draw, and we'll have a small discussion on this figure, how I'll be proceeding, and then we'll move to AutoCAD environment. Okay, so this is the figure, and we'll be looking this object from this side. So this will be the front view or the elevation, and from whatever we will be getting from the top, that will be the plan, in fact. And as you're aware, like you have learned in first angle projection, I think so. We'll be using first angle projection here, and we already had discussed the difference between first angle projection, third angle projection, and in fact that has been learned in your earlier semesters, in the first semester and third semester. The second semester you might have dealt in detail, and when I remember we had discussed those in the class earlier. So we will be drawing this figure in first angle. Okay, so to start the drawing, I'll be first drawing the top view or plan. I'll start from this point. I'll draw a line 75, then I will draw a line up to here. This total distance is 68, out of which 15 is here. So if I subtract 15 from 68, it will be 53. So this 75, then 53, then again 15 this side, then this side it is 140, that is this, so 140, then again 15 here, then I will do a close so that I will get this line. So the base will be formed that manner. Then I like to draw from here to here. We'll be having two endpoints here and this side, so that this line also will be complete. Then we'll draw this portion, and for this we have 36 here, 28 here, and this half circle right now it is having a diameter of 16. Similarly, the outer one is having a diameter of 32. So that means this offset will be 32 minus 16, that is 16 divided by 2, 8. So this will be 8, this will be 8. Fine. So after drawing the inside one, we'll offset it by 8 distance, so that we'll get the outside portion of this one. So that will complete the plan, and then we'll project some lines from here, and we'll draw the elevation. Then later we'll include a side view and a section view. That I think we can discuss from AutoCAD itself. So let us move to AutoCAD environment. Right. Sorry. Okay. So as usual, we'll start AutoCAD. Right. So we'll do a zoom all, which I always prefer to do. Right. Fine. So as discussed, I'll start from this particular point, 75, 53, 15, 140. I'll start line comment. Start line comment. Make sure that I made this ortho on, because most of the lines which I want to draw here is either horizontal or vertical. So I'll start from some arbitrary point, say here. Right. So this direction, I forgot that this 75 is 75, and top it is 53, then 15, this side 140, again 15 here. And to complete the drawing, I need to close, or you can come here and click here, but it's easy to type C and press enter, so that we will be going out of line comment also. So we got the base. So like I mentioned, so I'll draw this from this endpoint to this endpoint and press enter. So this portion is. Now we'll draw this here. So the center of the circle is at 36 this side and 28 this side. That means 36 in x direction, that is in minus x direction, and 28 in y direction, that is plus y direction. So if you take this point, so this time I'm not going to draw the construction lines. Instead that I'll show how to use a different object snap, which is called from snap, or you can define from this particular point we have to move this much in x direction and this much in direction, and from that point I want to draw the circle. Okay, I'll slowly do that so that you can understand it clearly. So I'll start the circle comment. So when I start the circle comment, this is for drawing the circle, inside circle here, which is having a radius of 8, that is diameter of 16 or radius of 8. Okay. So I started the circle comment, and AutoCAD wants to know which is the center of the circle, or AutoCAD will ask you to specify the center of the circle. So center of the circle is 28 distance up, that is in y, and 36 in negative direction of y. So from this particular point, so to specify from a particular point, I'll type from, FROM, right? Then I'll press enter. Right now, AutoCAD understood that we want to input a point with reference to some base point. So AutoCAD will ask me the base point. So here you can see the base point. So I'll click on this point because this is my base point. Now I need to tell how much offset from the base point it is. So here we are giving a relative distance. So I'll use at the rate, and at the rate how much distance in x direction? X direction is minus 36. You can see here is 36. So you are coming this side, so it will be minus 36. So I'll type minus 36, comma. In y direction it is 28. It is plus 28. So it is 28. See, just start to pick that particular point, and you just a circle. AutoCAD is preparing to draw a circle with that particular point as our as the center of the circle. Okay, so we know the radius. Radius is 8. So we got this circle here. Now we'll draw this circle here. So for that one, actually, I want to make a copy of this circle at a distance of 32. So I'll use the copy command here. So I'll select the object, then I'll click copy. You can do it in the other way also. There is nothing wrong there. Now I'm going to give the displacement. Displacement means that this circle has to be copied in such a manner that in x direction it has to move at a distance of minus 32, right? So for giving displacement, rather than giving the base point, I'm just typing enter. Now AutoCAD will ask us what the displacement is. So displacement is actually minus 36, right? Is it 36 or 32? No, it is 32. 32. So it is minus 32, and in y direction it is 0, right? Even if you didn't give it, it's okay. So we got a copy here, right? Now I'll make sure that my quadrant of the snap is on. Yeah, it is on here. So I'll start line comment. Select this one, press enter to complete. Again, press enter to start line comment. Here. That portion is complete. This. So I need to remove this inner part. So for which I'll use a trim. I'll start with trim, and I'll take this and this as my cutting edge. And I'll remove this. Fine. So that is done. So to get the outer one, we can offset this inner one by a distance of 8 units. Okay. So I'll start offset command by typing O, pressing enter. Then it will be asking the offset distance. Let's say offset distance as 8. Pick line, offset in this direction, this R, offset in this direction, offset here. Okay, completed. And hope if you recollect, in one of the exercises which we have done earlier, I tried converting all into a polyline, and I used PED to do that, and after that I did offset. In that particular case, I had to offset only one element, because all the entities were joined together to form a single entity, whereas here I need to pick 4 different elements, and that is why I used that PED command there to convert it to polyline, and there is nothing wrong in doing this one or doing that one. In certain cases it will be beneficial if you convert it to polyline, and in certain cases this is advisable, right? Depending upon your convenience, you can use any of this technique, or you can formulate your own technique if you. And I think this completes my plan. As I'm not drawing any hidden lines. No, not in fact. Now see, you can see something here. Right? There is some extension here. So this actually is 25, and here we have only 15 here. So that means we'll have some projection which will be coming here. So I'll have again use an offset, y offset. See, this altogether this is 25, this is 15 only. So I'll offset the line here to a distance of 10. So you offset, and offset distance 10. Pick here. Fine. I will join. Now this line is complete. So the diameter of this one is 50, right? So from here up to 50, I want this line. So I can offset to a distance of offset. Then I'm giving the distance as 50. And offset this distance, right? Now I'll use a trim command, and this is my cutting edge. Press enter. Okay, I need to remove something inside this one. So here again I'll use trim. All, I'll select all as my cutting edge side. In fact, this also will not be seen, but there may be some line like that. But I think as we are not seeing the hidden lines, we can again trim that portion also. So that also will not be seen. Right. So this gives the top view or plan of the figure. Now we'll move to the elevation of front view. So front view, I'll draw it at least some distance here. So maybe I'll do it at a distance of 40. So I'll offset this line by 40, so that will form my base. So offset distance 40 and pick the object. Fine. This is done. Now we are seeing this height is 48 from here to center of this circle, and this diameter is 50. Okay, so 48 up and horizontally 50. From here 48 and horizontally 50. Oh, okay. In fact, I don't want that line. I could have drawn it by 25 so that I could have drawn those circles. Okay, so from then I pick the circle comment. This as center or the midpoint of this line as center and up to line. But I don't want this line, so I'll remove that line. Right. I'm going to draw the inside circle, which is of diameter 24. So radius is 12. So I'll start circle comment. We'll pick the center of this circle as center and give radius as 12. And I got that figure. Now, if you look into the figure, you can see that there is a height of 15 here. There is a height of 15 from over here, and then we have a line which is tangent to this outer circle. Right? Start line comment. Line comment. From this point, it is 15. Right? Then it should draw tangent to this one. So I'll type TAN as I haven't made tangent as running object snap. I'll type TAN, and when I reach to the circle, you can see a tangent object snap showing there. So when I see that, I'll click and press enter. So again we haven't drawn this 15 here. So from here I want to draw, and I want to draw it to 15 from here. That is, I want to draw it perpendicular to this line. So that for that I will use PER, that is perpendicular object snap. I'll use PER, and when I come near to this one, you can see that perpendicular sign is shown there. When I see that, I click that one. So that perpendicular, by using perpendicular object snap, I did draw it exactly perpendicular to this line, and it will be meeting this line. Okay. Otherwise, if you pick a point, it may not be exactly meeting on that line. Or else you'll have to draw a little bit outside and then trim the remaining portion. You can use any of this. So that completes our, no, in fact, it is not complete. We need to have this portion. And for that one, there is a height of 3. So I'll just project these lines, maybe at some distance. You can do it in different ways, but I prefer it like that. Then I will use trim to remove the lower part of this line. Now this height actually has to be 3. So I'll use one of my favorite comments, that is lengthen. So lengthen here, I'll give total 3. So somehow I'll be using this lengthen. Then I'll join the top of these two, which completes great. Right? This is done. Now we'll look for the side view. Side view looking from this side, so I'll draw it here. So for that one, I'll just project some lines from here, which I'll trim or adjust later. Okay, I'll maybe let my extreme line be here, right? So I've drawn some construction lines, and this I will consider, sorry, this I will consider as this line. Then I need to have a 15 offset to that side, and before that I'll just make a few trimming here. I'll remove some of the portions. I'll select all, so I don't want top portion, top portion, this one, this one. Okay, so then I'll make offset, that is this line I'm offsetting it to a distance of 15 units. I have given, so fine, it's done. Again I can trim by selecting this as my cutting edge. That portion is gone, but in fact we want the circle, so I'll just project this here, then trim this. This should be how much? 10. So again I'll use lengthen command, lengthen total 10. I'll draw vertical line here to here. So in fact I shouldn't have trimmed it earlier, it's okay. Okay, now I got something like this. Now in order to make the sharp corner, I can trim this one, but this time I'll show you a different way. Yeah, I'm going to use fillet for that matter. So if I'm going to fillet this line and this line with a fillet 0, right? So I'll use fillet. I'll set this radius as 0. I'll take my trim option, right? It's no trim, so I'll make trim option. I'll select this as my first element, and okay, fine. So by using trim also you can, by using trim also you can do that. I mean the same thing, if you want a sharp corner you can use filleting also, or even you can use chamfer, right? So various options are for that. Now this actually the distance of that should be like altogether it is 68, right? So the length of this should be 68. So again I'll use my favorite command, lengthen total 68. Then I'll join. Right. So major part is over. See, actually this line and this line, whether we can see that. This line, I think you will be seeing that one. This line you will not be seeing, so I'll trim that portion. Now what is remaining? Yeah, I think this portion is remaining, so I'll just extend this line. And where does that start and end? It is starting here, ending here. So this is at a distance of how much? This is 36, right? Yes. Sorry. Total is 36 from this end to this, right? Out of which from here to here it is 32, that is 16, so it will be 20, right? So from this end to here it will be 20, so I'm going to offset it by 20. So offset, that's 20. Okay, is it 20? Is it correct? From this center, this is 16, then This should be right. Okay. Now where should be the other line? Other line, this is 32. 32 plus. Oh, okay. I made a mistake. This we are looking for from this side. So basically, it should be 28. 28 minus this 16. So it should be 12. 12. So offset 12. Now it's okay. It's 12 here, and then the other side will be 32. In offset distance 32. So this is what. So I'll extend it to top. The extend command. Extend. This is my boundary edge, and I'll extend. Right. I don't want some portion below this is not being seen. Similarly, this line I need to trim, so I'll use trim command. I'll take this and this as my cutting edge. Also, this line as my cutting edge. I'll trim this portion. Right. Fine. So without hidden lines, we have completed our drawing. Now we'll have a small sectional drawing also. So I'll make a section. I'll make a different type of section. So I'll just show you which section which I'm going to cut this model from here maybe up to here, reach to here and here. So this is my cutting plane. So it will be cut something like this. Then so this is what I want to show as a section view, right? So for drawing section view, so as we have cut the plan, then we'll have a sectional elevation. So for that, I can copy this elevation and do some modifications in that one. So I'll just copy this, right? Use this as my base point. Second point of, as I made ortho, so I can move only in horizontal or vertical direction. So I'll make ortho off and I'll place it somewhere here, right? That'll be fine. Okay. So now this cutting portion, it will be this area. So you need to do some modifications here. So I can extend this line to here. So I'll use extend command. Extend. I need to extend that small line up to here. Sorry. I made some mistake. Extend. Select my boundary edge. Press enter. Extend. Also, we are saying that wall thickness is 8. I'll offset this to a distance of 8. Use offset command. Offset distance as 8. Select this. Right. Okay. Now need to trim a lot of portions. So I'll select all the elements and trim. This is not required. This is not required. This is required. Fine. I think I almost complete. So now we need to hatch. Yes, so I'll use the hatch command. So here I'll type hatch and then going and clicking there. You can do it anywhere. I'll have this as my hatch pattern. General areas wherever I want to hatch. Here this line seems to be more. I want to make it more closer, so I'll give a scale factor of 0.75. Press enter. Okay, now it will. Fine. You can see we have completed the various views apart from the hidden lines and dimensioning, which we'll study later, and we'll use that. So we have completed preparing the orthographic view of the model which we have seen. So hope you understood the procedure. Please do try. Maybe if you're not having the software right now, so once you reach the college, you can take some extra time and try all these uh, figures. So try to understand the procedure or different ways by which you can. So thank you for watching and stay home, be safe.